What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your pre-market watch list. We're going to get ready to rock and roll, go through all of the popular stocks this morning. So let's go ahead and just get started running through them. So for one, VCNX, this was a penny stock this morning that went up, then it went down, now it's back up. This is a pretty active stock so far this morning. It's provided a good play on the long side so far. It's provided a good play on the short side. And now I think it's about to provide another play on the short side. So either way, VCNX, popular stock this morning, providing good trades both on the long side, both on the short side. So it's an active stock for both longs and shorts so far. It's got some news here, something about signing a 2-year multi-project deal with leading pharmaceutical companies focused on leveraging its platform. Okay. So whatever that ends up meaning. But so far, it sounds like pretty good news, pretty strong. Nonetheless, stock is performing well. So keep an eye on VCNX. Secondly, let me do something here. We're going to look at VCNX on a long-term chart as well. All right. So if we look at VCNX long-term chart, all right, we're hitting resistance right here at the 2 standard deviation on the daily chart. You can literally see, look at these 2 lines, right? You see where these lines are at? That's where we're trading, right? So we've kind of hit some resistance points here, all right? Let's say it does continue to go long. At most, we would really only look up to about $6.78. Anything over $6.78, we'd say it's overbought. So it's possible we see VCNX up to $6.78. But if we wanted to be long, our only visible target that we'd have to go off of would probably be up to like $6.85. I don't even think it's going to get there. I hope it gets there. I don't think it's going to get there. I think it's going to continue selling down. So that being said, we'll watch VCNX. All right, next one on the list that a lot of people are talking about is JMP. So this is a penny stock, started yesterday, pushed up after hours, went through a good long move so far pre-market, then it pulled back. The formation really isn't that great. I don't really like it. You can see that it went up yesterday, then it pulled back, dipped here, squeezed up, came down. I mean, nothing of this chart makes me think big runner. So I think there's going to be some good bounce plays. I think we'll sell down, we'll have a little bounce and so on. I just don't really see this turning into a big ripping stock. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this thing runs like crazy. But I just don't get that feel from JMP. But this is another one of the most popular stocks, probably because it had a good long move here. So there was a portion of the market that was able to capitalize on that long move. So I think that's really why it's of a pretty popular talking point so far this morning. But nonetheless, not really crazy about it. All right, so if you look at the long-term chart, all right, hold on, let me get my drawing tools situated. Long-term chart resistance was 539. You can see that when we got over 539, we broke out, right? You see that? You see what I just did there? So this here on JMP, this blue mark, 538 was resistance. When we put this price level here, look at the chart on the left, you're going to see exactly where that line is at. And look what happens. As soon as the price actually gets over this, and it was off of earning news and stuff, you see it gaps over and then just runs. So that was the market successfully coming up after so long, breaking the daily chart 3 deviation resistance and pop. So this stock essentially is overbought by about $4, right? This is support. So now that we're over that support right there, $5.40, $6 or whatever, that's about support. So you're over support by about $3 right now. Could it keep running? Sure, but it's overbought. So you hold and hold and hold, you're probably going to go red. All right, so either way, JMP, I don't know if I'm really going to follow this one too much. We'll see. All right, next one we will talk about is WATT. This is Watt. If you're watching Watt, I'm not really crazy about it on the long side. It doesn't really have any news this morning. We had already shorted the stock from up here to down here. I think it's ultimately going to stay bearish. If we look at the chart on the right, the resistance mark was 590. Okay, so let me delete this old one. So we'll put our resistance mark here at 590. You will see we ran up to 590, had resistance, pulled back, broke over 590 resistance, squeezed out, then we sold all the way back down below the so again, look at this is the way it works. This was resistance. We went to resistance. We sold down. We then broke over resistance, which is the blue line, ran all the way up to 827, and then the market has successfully sold all the way back down to the blue line. So essentially, what happened here, if I were to draw it on the right screen, is we went up like this, hit resistance, pulled back, then we broke over, went all the way up to like 827, and then we sold all the way back down below the resistance. And that's all this movement here, right? That was all those drawings I just made, that was the movement here, all right? So with Watt, we're not really crazy about doing anything with. I don't think it's going to provide us with too many great trading opportunities today. Hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. PLTR. PLTR, we are slightly long bias on. It's really not an A1 setup, but there is long potential after the big sell-off. PLTR has gone from 45 all the way down to about 26, 25. So it's had, you know, a $20 pullback or whatever, $26 pullback, whatever it is. So there's area for opportunity back to the upside. So for now, we're going to be long bias on PLTR, and I think Wall Street Bets is pumping this up. So, I mean, that's not really a good thing. I don't even know what to make of it, but whatever. So I guess Wall Street Bets is maybe like talking about the stock, so maybe get some additional added buying pressure because of that. So this is something we're keeping an eye on today. We're not really, I gotta double check another time frame, but I didn't really see PLTR being on or coming off of any support, which made me kind of hesitant to being slightly long. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of came down to support. Yeah, I mean, long story short, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch long. All right, so we're watching PLTR long bias. Right now, the intermediate resistance for PLTR is 2710. And daily chart. So right now, the support for PLTR is 2655, and your resistance is 2713. So the goal would be to get up and through 2713 successfully, holding above, and then we can maybe push a long move closer to the 9-day moving average, which is around, say, 30. But if we can't sustain over 2663, then we would assume the sell-off can continue down. So for now, we're going to be long bias PLTR. Okay. Quick update on NEO. You'll see that NEO started bouncing yesterday after the sell-off. If you guys have been following the channel, we had mentioned that this was in a potential bull flag. We had one bull flag break here that we called, and then we were looking for a bigger bull flag to break out. And we pretty much walked you through day by day as it started selling down, letting you know that it was losing its bullishness. So if you look at the daily chart, we have essentially sold all the way back down to regression trend, all right, which is that dotted, or not that dotted line, but that's that white trend line in there. And yeah, that's about it. We're at a bounce point. You know, we sold all the way back down to the statistical average trend on NEO, but we did that yesterday. So again, the statistical average for NEO is at, right now, is at 54.68. So right here, this is the statistical average. So you're slightly over the average by a little bit, but nonetheless, for NEO to continue being bullish, it has to stay above the price of 54.60, 54.70. If NEO starts to come back down below 54.70, then you could suggest maybe the stock does continue going lower. But I gotta say, NEO is bullish at this point. After the sell-off, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, a couple days. But overall, slightly long bias next couple days on NEO. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should wrap up today's morning watch list for you. So hope you guys learned something new. Hope it helps you throughout the day. And that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.